Hello friends, welcome to the first edition of Joy of Showering. I'm Bob Ross. Let's get started. We're going to be working with a lot of different bath oils, gels, vaginal creams, and all kinds of stuff. The first one I want to show you is a little bit of something called raw umber. You're going to need that. And by the way, the colors will be flashing at the bottom of your screen, so you can go ahead and join along. We'll need sienna, a little bit of that Van Dyke brown, and we're going to need some yellow ochre. At this point, I invite you to grab your palette and grab your paintbrushes and join me. Now today we're in a little fancier shower. You might be able to tell all this nice slate, beautiful slate. It's got all kinds of pretty colors, God's colors all in here working in. And I tell you what, sometimes that happens. It just starts dribbling on you. You don't have any control over that. Sometimes it's that nice just to see it come out of there and just have its own way about it. I love that. I tell you what, I shower outside because I like to look at the green of the trees and the blue and the clouds and all the little squirrels running around. I kind of like to shower with those squirrels. Those little devils will beat you to death, but I love them. But I'll tell you what, this little devil right here, it works. And you can just take your hand and you turn it on, it squirts you right midway. It feels good. So once you get all your creams and gels and all the things that make a man feel good on your palette, this is what it's going to look like. Now, before we start with the shower, it's very important to stain and sterilize every inch of the shower, the faucet handles. Even up here, I like to get my Van Dyke brushes and all my fan brushes and go through each one of these little spokes and make sure that they're clean of clog and clutter. But let's go ahead and get started with the actual shower. Now the first step, of course, is to turn on the water. And it's going to sting a little bit when you first turn it on. Nothing wrong with that. So now that the water is running, you want to make sure that you get it just right, because it steam the dickens out of you if you're not careful. Now the first thing I like to do is go ahead and kind of lather up and set the whole tone. So for that, we're going to grab our 4-inch brush and we're going to wet it a little bit. Just kind of wet it. If you get it too wet, you can always do my favorite part, which is to take it down here and just beat the devil out. Now you're going to take the corner of this brush and get you a little Van Dyke brown and a little of that yellow ochre, if you can see what I'm doing here. And just mix those till you feel it in your chest. That's the right thing to do. Maybe a little of that white rye and a little of that sienna blue and mix it in there. And then we're just going to go ahead and make sure that we get a whole coat nice and easy. Now anywhere, just there it is right there on the nipple. You just get every little bit of it in there. And just go ahead and coat your whole chest. I always like to start with the chest because that's where my heart is and that's where it beats and makes you feel good. Anyway, just anywhere you just feel that brush going. Now, we're going to stop that and we're going to grab our 1.25 inches. Now this one we're not going to wet. If it gets wet, it won't work. So again, just going to go in and highlight those little ridges on the chest. Just get you a little yellow and just whatever hair you see there, just whoop, flip it, just flip it, and just highlight. We're going to highlight that hair anywhere you want to go. No right or wrong in it. This is in our world we get to create whatever we want. Now I'm going to get a little bit more yellow umber and I'm going to pop it right in the middle there. Now we're going to grab our fan brush. This is a fan brush and we use this to make a cloud. So let's go ahead and make a cloud right here. And we're going to grab some yellow and just anywhere you want to go. And you want to do the crisscross strokes. Make sure you get the crisscross strokes going in there and crisscross it up. Now, you want to grab it. This is where it gets fun, folks. We're going to take more of that raw umber and we're going to take some Van Dyke brown and just mix that together. And that yellow ochre and this bronze purple. Let's just get all that in there. Kind of get you going, if you know what I mean. Now this little nipple, you'll see what I do later with that one. Now we're just going to highlight the beard. Just highlight the beard with a little bit of that raw sienna. That's yellow ochre. I'll tell you, this is your world. You can paint it red if you want to. Blue, whatever you feel like. Just whatever you feel like. Some days I get up and I feel like yellow ochre. Just the yellow ochre all over my. Tell you what, you stick it right here. That's your little secret right there. That's my little secret, that little buddy. I love that little devil. Now every once in a while that happens. You hit yourself in the eye with a stove. And I'll tell you what, that stings the dickens out of you. But it feels good too. Now that we got everything else done, we're gonna highlight this because we want to really see this point. Now this right here, just right here, that little nipple there, that's going to be the highlight of the picture. Tell you what, let's use our 2-inch brush. That's my favorite brush. All right, and we're going to wet this down. Now folks, this is my favorite part of the whole process right here when we wet down the brush and then we just get down here and beat the dickens out of it. Now, just go ahead and just brush that in. And that'll brush in and your nipple will get a little perky. Just get her in there and you just beat the dickens out of it. Now, you guys might remember this brush I like to use now. This little guy here, you got to make sure that you beat the dickens out of this one too, because we're going to have to use the whole damn brush on this one. And this time we're going to get a big glob of this Van Dyke brown and just go right across that. Just right, see how that whiteness brings out that chest. There, a special brush my wife bought me for Christmas. We're going to go in here and just load it up. Look at it. Load that brush up and then just cut it off a little bit. All right, and we're just gonna highlight. Just touch it. Just touch it. Anywhere you think it should go. How about a little over here too? Just trim it. See, in your world, you get to create that tree anywhere you want it. You can paint a nipple up here if you really want to, or over here, or just anywhere that nipple ought to be. We're going to take a sponge, brown on one side, yellow on the other. And now that we got the chest coated properly, you're going to go on down. And you're going to start right in here. Ooh, boy, that feels good. Now, I can't show you that on camera because PBS wouldn't let us show it. But by God, you can imagine what it might feel like with that sponge down there on the cheeks. I'll tell you what, I think we're about done. I'm just going to clean my brushes. I want to clean them. The technique I like to use on these is just kind of feather it, just kind of like you're kind of jerking around. No, this is my favorite part. We're going to wet all of our brushes. Wet them all. We're going to go down here and beat the dickens out of every one of them. Just one at a time. Just like that. Just like that. Beat the dickens. Well, thank you. That's all the time we have today, but I'll tell you what. Come back and join us next week. We're going to show you how to dry off. Now, for Bob Ross and whatever's left of PBS, I want to thank you all. God bless.